Hey, welcome back. It is TVU's Most Wanted. I'm Jared, and as promised, the guys from Cwind are joining me for the first time ever on TVU's Most Wanted. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Because they might recognize you from the video, but they don't really know you.
Go ahead.
Which one am I looking at? I'm Nick, and this is Ben.
You didn't even have to introduce yourself.
Right, man. That's awesome.
That's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, I want to talk to you guys about a living situation because I've heard via the riot that you guys all live together. Now, there's two other guys in the band. Do all of you live together, or is it it's just three of you, right?
Three of us.
Okay. So how's that community experience coming together? How's that been?
It's awesome right now. Like we've been together for like
over a year.
Yeah, we've lived together for a solid year, and you just kind of get in like rhythms of how things go.
Sure.
We take pretty good care of each other, I think. We do okay.
Nice.
Do okay.
I would say that as far as relationships are concerned, I know more about Ben and Tal than I ever have about a woman.
I was gonna say, it sounded like what you want to say was more than I ever should know about them. And that,
I mean, I know exactly like how they'll respond to things.
Without a doubt.
I know like if I do this, they'll be happy. I know if I do this, they'll be sad.
Okay, so wait, now give me an example of those two things. Like, there's one thing that you do that you're like, if I do this, I can't do this because it's gonna make them sad. What is that one thing?
Let's go with a happy thing.
Okay. All right, let's do the happy thing. What can you do? The one thing you do, you know that it's gonna make them happy.
It's not necessarily just like a one thing.
Okay.
It's like I know them very well. So, for instance, this is just kind of a goofy thing, but we did a show flyer. Like me and Aaron make show flyers for hometown shows. Cool.
Right.
And so I drew like everybody as superheroes.
I saw that. That was amazing.
Well,
yeah.
Thanks. But I drew everybody as superheroes, and it was kind of like, well, whatever. I was trying to think of like, who Ben would be. And Ben's not a superhero guy, he's not a comic book guy.
Okay.
No.
But I knew that he would appreciate it if he was Space Ghost coast to coast. So I drew Space Ghost.
You know what's funny?
And it made him happy.
When I saw that poster, I was like, Space Ghost, he's kind of like, one of these things is not like the other. And that was the one. So, man, that's so good.
Space Ghost coast to coast, man.
Yeah.
Please tell me you've seen that show.
Oh, absolutely. It's fantastic. But when I think of superheroes, that's not the first superhero. I think of like Batman, who was, represented, or Spider-Man was on there as well, right? Yeah. So that was represented, and Space Ghost is just hanging out with the rest of us.
Space Ghost is the dude, man.
So on a scale of 1 to like men's locker room, how does the house smell? That's what I want to know.
It smells pretty good.
The house is awesome. This is a I don't know, a glimpse in. We burn a lot of candles so that it doesn't smell weird.
Way to mask it. Good job.
Right. We don't do anything to actually clean. You just burn candles and it takes care of itself. It's like it evens out.
That's great.
Our house smells like almonds.
Almond is the flavor of the month. That's for sure. That's not. None of this is made up. That's totally true.
That's great.
Yeah, it's not bad. We do pretty well.
Yeah, good. That's good. All right, we got Cwind in the studio for TVU's Most Wanted. Stick around. More with them is coming up. You guys have candles that like represent the season. So as we're coming to spring, you get that like clean linen scent or some beach smells, or you just stick with the almonds.
I think we will have candles that represent the season now. Maybe that's a good idea. No, we don't.
It's funny though that you mention the way a house smells, and we were talking about the fact that nobody ever really tells you when your house smells, and you don't know when your house smells. So I think that's really smart to just have candles because no one's gonna ever tell you that. And you know, when I had roommates in college, we were all runners, so we all had lots of shoes, and we all had lots of very wet shoes. And no one ever washes their shoes, and they would just sit there by the door in piles and smell up the whole house. And the thing is, we didn't really have candles, so we weren't smart. You guys took the smart path.
That's all on this guy right here.
We've learned, man.
That's good. When did the candles start? You were like, all right, we got to take care of this.
Or
just
a year ago or so. No, right. It was like
pretty early on.
Things are weird. Smell-wise, gotta only smell-wise. That's all. So candles are the ticket. Cause like, who's gonna buy an air freshener?
That's true. And air fresheners only smell for like 15 seconds, and then it's like, no, I can smell the like shoe guy smell or overall of the air freshener. It's not.
Air freshener is B-list through and through. Can't be done.
That's awesome. So let's go back and talk about touring. Now, end of last year, you guys got a chance to go on tour with 21 Pilots. that had to be quite the experience, right? The Mostly November tour. Tell me a little about that.
It was different.
Yeah?
For us, for sure. We've done some pretty cool tours with friends and other bands that. But this was a lot different because we're playing in like real venues.
Sure.
There were venues where like Train was playing the next night, you
Oh,
know, and
man.
stuff like that. So it was like it was different. There were green rooms and
Sure.
bandy things, you know, like so
Bandy things.
yeah, I don't know. It was different. It was different to do something like that. You know, you weren't paying for your food.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Like silly things like that.
That's awesome.
That you think would be normal.
Yeah.
But to us, we're like,
This is great.
you know.
You know, now I've seen both you guys and 21 Pilots live. You both put on incredible live shows.
Thank
But
you.
I know that
Thanks,
21 Pilots, there's only 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
And they've got some programmed stuff which gives them time to do backflips off of pianos. That to me would be intimidating. At some point I would be going like, you know, Nancy Kerrigan backstage, like taking out Josh's knee. Do a backflip now, man. Was that intimidating to like perform before 21 Pilots? Have to get the, you know, crowd warmed up?
Better before than after, say that much.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a great point, yeah.
I think it was cool because for us, certainly like we're friends with those guys, and I think we work together well on a show.
Okay.
But we're not. I think we're 2 different experiences. So
Sure.
In a lot of ways, like I think those guys really helped me, at least as far as like they really supported us with what we've done and what we were doing. Show-wise, so it's like, it was like kind of 2 different offerings, and it's cool to know like they just kind of wanted us to do our thing. Like they talked quite a bit with us about like just having a good time and being ourselves. So that was really, that helped to diffuse some of that, I guess you would say.
That's
It was
pretty
really,
reassuring
really cool
for sure,
thing,
yeah. So let's talk about a new video. You guys working on a new video, I heard? Yeah, tell me about that.
Next weekend,
Okay.
we're working with Nate again.
Okay.
Yeah, Nathan William, correct? That's his business name, is that right?
Yeah.
That is it, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're doing it for Sleep.
Okay, sweet.
It's kind of cool. It's exciting to be able to do, like Rend Your Heart, like I predominantly sing.
Yeah.
And then Sleep, Aaron predominantly sings.
Okay.
So it's kind of fun to be able to do something like that where people are kind of getting both ends of the spectrum as far as, you know, songwriting and singing and all of that. So yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a little different than the last one. The last one was really like performance-y or whatever.
But it was sweet, like really well done. Like
we were so, I mean, absolutely blessed to work with Nate.
Yeah.
He's so talented.
Yeah, he's done a lot of really cool videos. We got a couple videos from the Wolves of the Gay Guys. Just does a really good job. And I loved the Rend Your Heart video. You say it's going to be different. What's going to be different about it?
We don't have like a totally set storyline, but there will be a storyline. We're going over that stuff right now.
Okay.
We're just kind of finalizing some things.
Sure.
And then we've mentioned, you know, there's more of a story. There's more like, there'll be more kind of special effect.
Yeah, I think
cool.
Nate's really into special effects these days. Or you mentioned he's trying to get into that stuff, so who knows?
Okay.
Basically, we want a T-Rex in our video.
Yeah, that's the push for sure.
I read something online about like you can actually purchase a life-sized Tyrannosaurus Rex head from like the Jurassic Park movies.
Really?
It's really expensive, but it's like I think 9 feet tall. Like it's really tall and it's just sitting on the floor. So
we'll talk to Nate about it.
Yeah, we've got to do it.
I mean, if you could make some room in the budget, you know, separate out like, you know, 10 grand, maybe you could just make that happen, right?
Payment system, maybe? Something like that?
Low interest, maybe. Yeah, I mean, there you go. So you're doing a new video for Sleep. You're finalizing things now. When it comes to like a storyline, I take it you have to have people that are going to be like extras or acting in this. Yeah. Is that going to be you guys, or you guys get to pick who's going to be acting?
That's also being finalized.
Okay.
It started off, I was going to do it, do like kind of the main acting thing.
Sure.
But we kind of talked through it, and it was kind of one of those things where we weren't all absolutely comfortable with that.
Sure.
It's like, we'll do it if we have to, but you know, we'd just rather somebody.
So what you're really saying is Nathan was like, all right, so he was going to do it, but he's a terrible actor, so we don't want him doing this.
Nailed it.
I think that's what it was.
All right, so new video for Sleep coming up. What else is coming up for you guys? What's going down for Cwind this summer?
This summer, we're still kind of planning that stuff.
Okay.
We're doing a live.
Oh yeah, right on.
Live is a big festival that's like, it's like 10 minutes from my parents' house.
Oh, nice.
So it's really cool to like have seen it for all these years, and we're stoked to be a part of that. And we like to do some more festivals. We're doing one in New York later in the summer.
Okay, cool.
I think it's called Kingdom Fest.
Okay.
Possibly. I should probably know that.
That's what Facebook is for,
right.
and like, you know, your Twitter. So
we're
like,
gonna go somewhere in New York and do stuff is about it. But yeah, we'd like to do that and trying to look at some tours. Nothing has panned out quite yet, but we're hoping late April, early May to get back out on the road. So that's kind of the tentative plan. We'll see how it shakes out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I love the Grow My Roots EP. I absolutely love it. Start to finish, brilliant EP.
Thank you.
Now, I know you guys have released one EP before that as well. Are we looking at a full length anytime soon? You guys writing music right now? What's going on in the music
We were
world?
actually just talking about this in the car.
Okay.
We're still brainstorming on what we want to do kind of down the road as far as album is concerned. But basically, we're going to kind of hop on the writing train. We're always writing.
Sure.
But as a full band, we haven't really started hashing out new songs. We have a few.
Right.
Full band, it kind of goes in cycles, it seems to.
Okay.
And so basically, right now we're kind of busy, all of us, especially Aaron, because he's getting married.
Oh, right on.
In like 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we're all a part of the wedding, and
nice.
Yeah, totally cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Like, we're super stoked about it and all of that. But basically, we're kind of waiting for the marriage dust to settle.
Sure. That's fair.
They got to get all that stuff taken care of, whatever. So after that, it's kind of when Aaron and I are going to sit down and start demoing songs again.
Okay,
and,
cool.
We'll start working on them at practice again instead of just, let's get ready for a show.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Right on.
We would love to do a full length soon.
Yeah. I would love that too, in case you're wondering. I'm completely cool with that. So if you ever want to do a full length, or maybe like one of those double albums, where you like 2 albums, you know, that's cool with me. I'm fine with that too. If you haven't picked up the Grow My Roots EP, I've been telling you about it forever, but you should snag that through the shop page at TVUlive.com and catch these guys this summer. They're going to be playing somewhere in New York and probably a live festival. So
maybe somewhere else. I don't know.
Right.
If you want details, what is the best way? Maybe Facebook, Twitter? I take you guys do all of that, right?
Yes. Both of those are good.
Okay, cool.
They're one and the same.
Yeah.
So please.
That's true. All right, so hit them up online. You can link up at TVUlive.com. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out.
Dude, thank you, man. Thank you.
It's TVU's Most Wanted.